Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We are playing Triangle Strategy. Just getting done with Chapter 2. So we will start the next one.
Serenoa and his stalwart allies prove their mettle against the realm's fiercest warriors before finally facing Sir Maxwell, victor of the previous tourney. After a hard-fought match, the Dawnspear emerges victorious once more. Though beaten in the end, Serenoa's courageous display impresses itself upon all in attendance. Any doubts concerning House Wolfort's martial might are put to rest. Thus marks an end to the tourney and the festivities as a whole. With the spirit of harmony in their hearts, the delegates of each nation make preparations for their return voyages.
Seeing our honored guests off shall be your last lordly duty this day. Now, I remind you.
It is not to be taken lightly. Worry not, Benedict. They shall be sent off with all the pomp they deserve.
You take to your new role well, Lord Serenoa. As I must now take to my own. Pray, visit me at the mines whenever you have the time.
Farewell, Frederica. May we never meet again.
Thank you for such a productive use of our valuable time. I do so love interminable speeches and watching brutes play at war. Truly, the spirit of Glenbrook was on display for all to see. Oh, but I should watch my tongue. Wouldn't want her to go whimpering to brother.
Pay my fool cousin no mind. We have work to do. Work more important than any he could hope to be trusted with.
I apologize for those two. This was a fruitful day for all in attendance.
I am glad to hear you say so, General of Lura.
I can't believe we lost. I thought you were supposed to be one of Hyzet's greatest warriors.
Our foe was a worthy one. It would be an honor to cross blades again someday.
Thank you for your hospitality. Please give my regards to Lord Simone.
Of course, Minister.
It would seem everyone is gathered. You'll find your boats are laden with a bounty of Glenbrook's finest wares and victuals. King Regna asks that you eat and drink your fill, and toast to our three nations' newfound alliance.
More of that swill you call wine? I suppose I could force myself to partake.
Your king honors us with his generosity. We shall present these as offerings to the goddess of salt. The Hierophant, too, will no doubt be overjoyed.
Lord Wolford, I bring a message from King Regna. He would have you join our guests on their return voyage to serve as their envoy.
This is a great honor, my lord. You would represent our nation and speak with the king's voice.
If it is His Majesty's wish, it is a duty I will gladly accept. But there are two vessels and only one of me. Did King Regna say which of our honored guests I should accompany?
He would leave that decision to you, Lord Wolford.
Lord Falks, as representative of another of Glenbrook's high houses, will board the ship you do not.
And why was House Tellior not given this honor? Last I knew, our kingdom had 3 high houses, not 2.
Mere
fact that you whimper those words before us is answer enough. Good show at the tourney, Lord Serenoa. You truly are your father's son. The king has seen fit to leave this decision in your hands, and I shall not gainsay his wisdom.
A lord must be worldly as well as wise. I trust you will conduct yourself as befits the lord of a high house.
Thank you, Sir Maxwell, Lord Falks.
The king has entrusted this decision to you, my lord. I suppose you have an idea as to why.
He means to test my judgment. He is waiting to see which I choose and for what reason.
Indeed. We are friendly with both nations now, so neither choice will earn his ire. That said, there is no telling how these relations may change going forward. No doubt, the choice you make will have an effect on our own house's relationship with the nation you choose.
I understand. This requires careful consideration. Benedict, gather the others. I would hear their opinions on the matter. Then we shall consult the scales of conviction.
At once, my lord.
Right, the tavern is now available at the encampment, and the sundry shop is also available. Let's see if there's any... I don't think there's any side stories. No. Okay. Let's hit the encampment, though, here really quickly. Alright, so here's the sundry shop, and this is Archibald. He joins later. Welcome to the sundry shop. You can exchange your kudos for special wares here. House Wolfort's always treated me well. If there's aught I can do to repay your kindness, you need only ask. You'll be able to promote units as classes here too. Fear not, I'll let you know when one of your comrades is ready. So at the sundry shop you can exchange kudos for items and promote your allies. Let's take a look at what's available. The trade post. So the trade post operates not on coin but kudos. These kudos can be exchanged for all sorts of items, including quietuses and medals. Quietus are commands executed immediately in battle and differ from abilities in 3 key ways. They do not consume a turn. They consume quietus points, not TP, and each quietus may only be used once per battle. Medals are used to promote a unit's class. They come in limited quantities, and new medals will be added as the story progresses. So there's no there's no what am I trying to think of? There is no upgrade items yet. Those are added. It'll be a ways up yet. Most of this stuff is kind of pointless too, like the history of Glenbrook, development of Norziliac. Sometimes they're, well, I want to say sometimes they provide information, but I don't know that you ever use any of this stuff for like dialogue choices. So I think this is just kind of flavor stuff. But the Quietus stuff is amazing, especially like in tandem. I absolutely love this one. It basically allows a character of your choice to go immediately after whoever's turn it is, which is pretty overpowered. Restore is pretty good as well at certain points. Same with Critical Blow. I mean, actually, all 3 of these are okay. Definitely in tandem, though, is my favorite. And then Quietus Point. So as of right now, you have a total of 2 Quietus points. So like, let's just say you buy all 3 of these. Well, that means you can use 2 of them if you've got them in combat. But then once you get the Quietus point, you can actually use them, all 3 of them, right? And you can't use like in tandem more than once. It's just a one-time per battle. And then the Quietus points basically refill once the battle is over. Let's take a look. I don't think... Yeah, I can't really still buy really much of anything quite yet. We just don't have the cash to do it. But the mental mock battles are available now, I think. So it says... well, and this is, by the way, this is Hasabara. She joins later as well. Well, if it isn't Lord Sereno, welcome to the Encampment Tavern. Wolfort's soldiers will have a place to relax as long as I'm around, and I plan on sticking with you till the end. Perhaps you ought to consider dropping in for a drink and a chat every so often too, my lord. Alright, tavern. Mental mock battle. So you can engage in mental mock battles at the tavern. Each battle is different, so choose the one that best suits your aims. You can also replay story battles here. That was added, I don't know how long ago, but when I originally played the game, you could not replay story battles, and that actually is amazing. Specifically, you can replay the tourney and get more HP rings, which is nuts. I mean, it's really good. Also, you'll get a large HP recovery pellet, which is nice as well. Those are really, really strong in battle, especially on hard mode. So I'll do that eventually. I'm going to go forward a little bit more with the story, though, before I do any of that stuff. So let's leave here, or leave now. And we'll do the voting phase. So it says, Serenoa decides whether his house will make the journey to the Grand Duchy of Esfrost or the Holy State of Hyzant.
It seems your first test as Lord has come. 'Tis no small matter either.
Indeed, but I needn't face it alone. I would ask each of you where you think we should go and why. State your case before the scales of conviction. Then we shall decide our destination.
We take a vote and the consensus determines our action. Is that it?
That is correct. So long as my allies walk by my side, their opinions carry equal weight to mine. Such is the way of House Wolffort. As Lord, I shall bear the weight of consequence for the Scales' decision, whatsoever they may be.
You are more serious than usual, my friend.
He understands what it means to be Lord of his house.
Well, I hope you have room for a stowaway, because I'm going to. In secret, of course. I trust the new Lord Wolffort will handle the ponderous negotiations and diplomacy with grace.
Your Highness, you cannot be...
You may stay ashore if you wish, Huet.
You know I cannot allow that. If you insist on going, then I shall attend you.
Well then, it would seem the matter is settled.
There is exactly one coin for each of us.
It seems fate has conspired to bring balance to our proceedings.
How curious.
Curious? I see it as a sign that the heavens approve of my joining you.
You are ever the optimist, my friend.
Shall we proceed, my lord? One coin, one vote.
Very well. I would hear each of your thoughts on the matter in turn. Then you shall place your coin upon the scales of conviction and illuminate the road ahead.
Okay, as Frost or Hyzant, would that we had the time to visit both. Although I may not have my own token of conviction, it is my duty to lend an ear to their arguments. An honest exchange of opinions will hopefully lead to a decision that satisfies all who vote. So here's the first voting phase. The path of the story will be determined by the consensus of your party as played out through the voting scenes. Each of your allies will cast their vote according to his or her convictions. As the player, you will be bound to the decision of the majority. Before voting commences, you may attempt to persuade the others to change their minds. Whether or not your attempt succeeds will only be revealed when the votes are cast. The strength of Serenoa's convictions will affect the chances of success. The key to winning over your party is gathering the necessary information beforehand. That information may not always be found in the same room where the votes are cast, so be proactive in talking to everyone you meet on your journey. Yeah, and that's right. Basically that's the case, right? And maybe that's obvious. You just want to talk to everybody you possibly can, which is what I have been doing. This vote might be challenging. I'm a little curious, and I may have wanted to actually do some different choices for the dialogue. at the beginning of the game up to this point, but we're going to see how it goes. But anyways, let's talk to Franny here first. Lord Wolfort, I know your position as head of your house comes with many responsibilities, but being party to Roland's fancies is not one of them. I hope you understand that. All right, so for Franny here, I'm actually going to be switching over to morality choices. The top option here is liberty, middle is morality, and bottom is utility. And again, since I'm going with the morality choice now, Roland may be a prince, but he is also like a brother to me. I swear to do all I can in service of the crown. I guess this isn't voice acted. A brother, you say? You mean to take my place as that fool's older sibling, then? Of course not. There is no way I could replace you, Prince Franny. But because you are brothers in truth, it stands to reason that you would bicker like siblings. Perhaps it would be good for the royal family if I were to be a buffer between you two. A curious man you are to offer to play such a part. Oh, there's my alarm going off. Do as you please, but I suggest holding on tightly to his reins if you do. And then here's Patriot. King Regna expects great things of you, Lord Serenoa. If there's anything I can do to be of service, simply say the word. So, Patriot. Top option is utility. Next, or middle option is liberty, and then the bottom is morality. Again, going with morality one more time here. I should like to hear more about our home of Glenbrook. Are there any problems I should be aware of? Ha ha ha, surely you jest, Lord Serenoa. The kingdom is in the capable hands of royalists like myself. Our home has a long history of prosperous trade that utilizes everything our bountiful land has to offer. There's nothing for the warriors of House Wolfort to worry themselves over. But, if I may be so blunt, Prince Roland's whimsical acts of late have been met with disappointment from both King Regna and Prince Franny. I wouldn't call them whimsical, Minister Patriot. Roland is doing everything he can for his kingdom. If this were not a family matter, I should like to ask His Highness myself to conduct himself in a manner more befitting a prince. Alas, this is out of my hands. I'm certain you understand the same, Lord Wolfort. I would hate for anything to happen should you decide to step in. House Wolfort has turned its sword on the royal family before, albeit 30 years ago. But in the end, your house joined forces with the kingdom to lead the war to its end, and are even lauded as heroes to this day. But there are some who still harbor their suspicions. I urge you to proceed with the utmost caution. Pray forgive me, I forget myself sometimes. I hope my foolish ramblings have not clouded your judgment. The decision is yours to make, Lord Serenoa, and I am sure you will choose most wisely. Alright, Prince Franny and Minister Patriot are waiting to see off our esteemed guests. They said to ask them if you have any questions on the matter. Okay, first thing I'm actually going to do is go over here by Anna. I'm going to save also here. I want to try to get unanimous votes, but we'll see if that plays out.
Lord Serenoa.
Alright, as Frost or Hyzant, it makes no difference to me. Where you go, I shall follow. Honestly, Anna's actually the only one that you really need to convince here because she's undecided, and it's really easy. You just pick one or the other, and that's what she'll do. And then if you don't talk to anybody else, like I said, you get to choose whatever route you want to go with Anna alone. Still, I would like to hear your thoughts on the matter, my lord. So I wish to visit the Grand Duchy of Esfrost. They say Esfrost is the nation of iron and ice. What about it appeals to you? And then we're going to want to go with the captured smuggler. I heard a story of a smuggler who pursued by Esfrost military. I would like to hear more of the story and what his crimes were to deserve such a grave response. Indeed. A smuggler? It must have been a bold crime indeed for us to be speaking of it now. I wonder what he was peddling to risk so much. I too would be interested to hear more of the story. Thank you for sharing, my lord. I see now why you wish to visit Esfrost. And there she's deep in thought. Alright, so actually I was just playing around with some of the convictions before doing this vote. I actually noticed that because of the conviction choices that I had made early in the game, which was actually mostly to go kind of heavy on Liberty, I actually wasn't able to convince Benedict for sure. Like, there was literally no set of options that I could use to convince him to vote for going to the Grand Duchy of Esfrost. And again, I think that was because I went so heavy on liberty instead of morality, and I like my morality choices just weren't high enough. So that was kind of interesting. Kind of, not that it actually matters at all, because Anna basically sways the vote one way or the other. Like really, again, depending on which way you want to go. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But I just thought it was a little bit interesting that the conviction choices that you have chosen earlier on in the game definitely do affect the vote here. Not the actual outcome, but kind of what your characters will decide to do. So Benedict says here, Hyzan's Ministry of Medicine is said to be a beacon of progress in both medicine and magic. 1 second here, doing some clickety click stuff. All right, I believe we could benefit greatly from seeing the fruits of their knowledge with our own eyes. And of course, I'm going to try to sway him. What interest do you have in the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, my lord? So I'm going to go, let's see here. Let's go with 1, because I feel like Benedict probably would appreciate that. Of course, a lord must be worldly in all things. He must know how the common folk live in other cities, see the world from their eyes. I appreciate your point of view, my lord. There is much I must think about before I reach a final decision. Of course, if you have further thoughts on the matter, I would be all too glad to hear them. And then I'm going to go with the archives, which is the third option. So knowledge is the foundation of power. We could learn much by wandering the archives for a spell.
Quite true.
The archives, the seat of the world's knowledge. Even the most erudite among us is but a fool before those countless tomes. You have given me much to consider, my lord. I shall take your perspective into account when making my decision. And there, Benedict has been moved by your words. That's usually a pretty good sign if someone has been moved by your words. Oops, and I have to redo my Anna conversation here. I've been playing around with some different options, so... Alright, so there she's deep in thought. Next up, let's see here. Let's do Frederica's next. I have always wondered when I might visit the country where my mother was born. How did she spend her youth? I would very much like to see. All right, let's persuade her. You wish to visit. You wish to visit Esfrost. Might I ask why? So I'm going to go with. I want to see more of your homeland as your betrothed. I feel the curiosity is only natural. That makes me happy, Serenoa. I would very much like you to see where I was raised. You seem to have given quite a bit of thought to this question, Serenoa. If we do travel to Esfrost, how would you like to spend our visit? And then let's go with, I was hoping you could show me your home if you're willing. Truly? Then I shall do my level best to show you the finest Esfrost has to offer. She's stealing Benedict's lines.
I see.
I hope it is everything you imagine. If it isn't, well, promise not to think worse of me. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with me. I shall consider them as I come to form my own opinion. And Frederica has been moved by her words. Again, that usually means that they've... Actually, it may be the case that a person being moved by her words means that you have swayed them. Alright, so here Gila says, until now, Frederica's position has offered her a few chances to visit Hyzant. Deepening your relations with the Holy State would doubtless be to your benefit as well. Why not use this opportunity to let Frederica realize a long-held wish in the meantime? Also, so if you notice, just below the green option here, or this statement says in parentheses, this one should listen to reason. Basically, right below, when you try to convince somebody, right below the choice, in parentheses there, that's a hint as to how likely it is you're going to be able to persuade them. And this one should listen to reason has your best, or it's your best chance to sway them. So, again, and that's based off of your conviction. So let's do that. If your heart is truly set on Esfrost, I would be curious to know your reasons. I think when I played last time, if I remember right, I went with options that were kind of related to Frederica. Yeah, so I think like the top one here, I wish to know more about my betrothed. What better way to do that than to visit her home? I'm glad you have interest in knowing more of your bride-to-be. as I'm certain she is as well. I believe I have more than good enough food for thought. And there she's just deep in thought there. That's actually not a good. It's not like the greatest response, but let's see how this plays out. If I need to redo this, I'll just redo it. Yeah, we'll end the persuasion phase.
It is time to cast our votes. Do we journey to the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, or the Holy State of Hyzant? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
You make a convincing argument, my lord.
So there, Benedict says we shall have a chance to visit Hyzant again in the future. Of that, I'm certain. I think that means we persuaded him.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, it looks like we've convinced Frederica as well. She says if that is your desire, then I shan't argue against it.
I have no qualms with that.
Alright, yeah, and so Gila as well. So you made a convincing argument, a desirable attribute in a young lord.
You have my vote.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
All right, yeah, there we go. That is a obviously a unanimous vote. Also, so we're going to get actually, I think it's 20 conviction points for morality for choosing this route and being successful with the vote. So, you know, normal, the other conversations, each of those is worth 50 conviction points, whereas, again, a successful vote is, I believe, 20. So... It is a shame, though, that, you know, you have to wait until New Game Plus to actually see how many points you have and kind of what you're getting. But, you know, again, it is what it is. So, all right, anyways, let's continue on here.
The way forward is decided. We journey to Esfrost. We have decided. We set sail for Esfrost. Whether or not it proves to be the right choice will depend on our actions. I trust in you all.
We are ready to set sail, Lord Patriot.
Very good, my lord. When you pay respects to the Archduke, remember that you do so on behalf of our king.
Archduke Gustadolf will be pleased that you chose to honor our nation with a visit. I'm sure he is eager to get to know his new brother-in-law as well.
The feeling is mutual, I assure you.
Does this mean she is coming back too? I feel myself getting sick already.
That swill they call wine will taste even more vile now, I fear.
My lady, are you sure you wouldn't prefer to stay at Castle Wolfort?
Nonsense. I am coming with you.
All right, and that is the end of Chapter 3. I am going to save my game here and end this video. So, as always, I hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.